Well, sometimes I put the,
How's that?
we can hear you.
I don't know why it's not working. All right, this is irritating. Okay.
Do you get irritated?
Go
Yes.
back to the old ones.
We had a lunch on Sunday with the kids from church, all in their early 20s, where we talked about anger issues and whether anger is a sin. So I told them, I said, the question is not whether anger is a sin. The question is, why would you get angry? I said, there's no reason ever to get angry, especially not in marriage. And they're looking at me like, what? I said, yeah. I said, yeah, when you get married, you understand. I'm not my own anymore. I have to start working together with my wife. And after that, everything is negotiation. Once the ring is on the finger, everything has to be negotiated. If you thought you could demand something from your spouse, you don't. If you think you have a right to get angry, you don't.
Well, didn't God get angry in the Old Testament?
Yes.
Okay.
And even Paul says, when you're angry, don't let the sun go down on your anger.
Oh, that's true.
So the question is not whether anger is a sin or not, because it cannot be. The question is, what's your attitude towards life, your expectations or demands of other people, and whether or not you're justified to get angry.
You can expect that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter asked while you were changing headsets if you get irritated, Juanita.
Of course I get irritated at things.
Right.
Well, yeah. It's a human emotion.
Show Peter your little desk plaque.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to read it. It'd probably be backwards, but you can see.
I'll be nicer if you'll be smarter. Yep.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
That's what I had when I worked in an office.
Yes.
Yeah, I put it on my desk.
Okay. Also haben wir heute diskutieren über zwei Präpositionalobjekte. Also, ich diskutiere mit. And now it's dative. So since these guys were youth, and that's plural, since there's a bunch of them, we were 11 in total. Ich diskutiere mit den Jugendlichen. So now the question is, what are we discussing about? Okay, so now we come to the über. And now anger is Wut. Wut is feminine. Über die Wut. And since this is accusative, the article doesn't change.
Still D. Yeah.
Okay. So I discuss with the youth about the anger.
Okay.
So this was a serious discussion. Questions back and forth, exhortations. So we really got into it. And when Germans discuss we don't argue about something. We don't bash our heads in. So discussing in the German context is a rational bringing forth a topic, points of views. It's all rational. In the Spanish or Latin American context, to discuss means two guys are on the streets yelling at each other, hot-headed, in the worst case, taking out guns. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Germans, and I don't know what the context you use, discuss. But
Well,
so the next one.
it used to be that way in America, but it's not anymore. Now, if you don't agree, then you're evil. That's what it's turned into.
Oh, yeah. That's a good context. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the sad part. Even in the universities, it used to be able to discuss things in universities, and now if you're not on the same page, they kick you
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
so discussion, diskutieren is truly getting into the topic in depth. And sprechen mit, über is just, hey, let's talk about
The weather or something.
the weather or the
Yeah.
choice of cake for your
Yep.
birthday.
Okay.
Ja, okay, zum Beispiel, wir sprechen mit deiner Frau. Okay, so this is dative. So die Frau turns into der Frau in dative,
Okay.
possessive, einer Frau. And what are we discussing? We're discussing her birthday. Über den Geburtstag. So you said you're turning 60 at the end of the year in December or something.
Correct.
Okay, I remember.
December
Okay.
13th. Yep.
Oh, I hope it's not a problem.
And don't wish her happy birthday before December 13th.
Oh no, I won't. I won't. I mean,
Juanita saw that.
No.
You saw that someplace else, right? You were reading something about.
I did. I was Googling at the airport. I was Googling the top things that are offensive to Germans.
yes,
And so it had and that was one of them that was on the list.
yes. Yep. Being
Not that
unpunctual.
not that Germans are ever offended, but anyway.
This is
Um,
sad. Okay.
Yeah.
So today I was at the doctor's and she told me come back in 3 years. Okay.
no. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Everything with me is perfection. I don't even know why I got health insurance. Everything is going well.
Oh.
Hmm.
So once this quarter is over, so today I did the checkup for cancer, colon cancer, and so I got month and a half. So in month and a half, the quarter is going to be over. Then I can opt for the next preventive checkup, which would be skin cancer. And so each quarter you can choose one of your major concerns.
Okay.
So, yeah. And colon cancer starting at 50 every 5 years.
That's a big one. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So of
Did-
course now I gotta unmelden. Okay, so I gotta register. Also, ich melde, and now you got your reflexive. Okay, so these are reflexive. Therefore, ich melde mich. Okay, so where? Bei der Klinik.
Okay.
So it is die Klinik, and since it is dative, I'm doing it bei der Klinik. Okay, ich melde mich bei der Klinik. And since we have a trennbares Verb, then of course I gotta stick that one in the back somewhere. So ich melde mich bei der Klinik für, and now it's a checkup. So checkup is simply Untersuchung, it's feminine. So in the Akkusativ, the feminine stays the same. So ich melde mich bei der Klinik für die Untersuchung. And now I need my second part of vertrennbares Verb. And so the an goes in the back. Okay, so then I told the nurse, thank you so much. She was so kind to me. Okay, so ich bedanke mich. Okay, again, reflexive.
Think.
Okay, ich bedanke mich. So who did I thank? Well, the nurse. Nurse is die Krankenschwester, the nurse.
Mm.
And since this is dative, the D turns into der. Okay.
Hmm.
So what did I thank her for? Ich bedanke mich bei der Krankenschwester für eine gute Behandlung, for a good treatment. Okay, so it is die Behandlung, feminine. So we got eine, indefinite article, feminine, singular. Okay. So I thank the nurse for a good treatment. And then I talked to the doctor, and I told the doctor, I have a complaint. Okay. So, ich beschwere mich. So I'm complaining by. So who did I complain with or at or to? Okay. She was a female doctor. So dative, die Ärztin now turns into der Ärztin. So I complained to her über zu wenig Information. So I complained about not getting enough information. Okay. So information about what? Well, in this case, it was about the bodily reaction to the medicine. Okay. So, über zu wenig Information der Medizin. Okay. So I just told her, you should make sure that you tell people once you start using that first dose of medicine, make sure you stay within 10 feet of a bathroom.
Golly.
Make no dinner plans and make no plans for
Yes.
For anything.
for the next day,
Mm.
right? Yeah. Yeah. So instead of saying, oh, I'm sorry, we could have done this better. Die Ärztin hat sich, and in her case it was nicht, entschuldigt bei mir für die wenige Information. Okay.
So I think here. Is entschuldigt here a noun or a verb? I'm trying to.
If it is lowercase, it's a
Oh,
verb.
it's got to be a verb. That's right. Okay.
Okay, and it's part of the past participle of
Okay.
haben and entschuldigen.
Let's see. I'm used to seeing the verbs either in the second position or at the end. But this is in the middle. Hat sich nicht.
Okay, so the thing is, the bei mir should go there. And then the für die wenige Information basically is what she asked forgiveness of, and like you said, this is the correct sentence structure. But since I was trying to be in some way truthful to this structure.
Right. Okay. So in present tense, it would be that die Ärztin entschuldigt sich.
Yeah. Okay. For instance,
Okay.
Yeah. Entschuldige mich bei euch für den Unterricht, der am Freitag ausfällt. Okay, so the first sentence is the main sentence. I excuse myself with you guys for the classes, comma, which will not be Friday since I'll be in the airplane flying across the Atlantic Ocean. So I'll be traveling to Honduras and therefore I'll arrive in Houston around 8 p.m. or something. Okay, so these are different kind of sentence structures. The important thing is that the by, in this case, is in dative. So it is by mir. And die für is in accusative. And therefore, the die and your adjective is therefore in your accusative. Okay, so sich erkundigen bei nach. These are both dative. And that means I ask you guys about somebody or something.
I don't think I've ever heard that word before.
Okay, also zum Beispiel. Ihr erkundigt euch bei mir nach dem Fahrplan des Zuges. So you guys, okay, so this is your subject, so this is you all.
Okay.
The verb is erkundigen. Okay, so this is your verb. And then since it's reflexive, we need to put the reflexive right here. And now, who are you asking for information? So by wem are you asking? And then what are you asking about? Okay, you're asking about the schedule. What schedule? Well, in this case, Genitiv of the train. Okay. And so mir is dative and dem Fahrplan. So Fahrplan is masculine, and in the dative, the masculine there turns into dem.
Erkundigen. Okay.
Okay. So erkundigen means to inquire.
Okay.
Okay, now streiten. This is when we fight about something.
Okay.
Also, in this case, it is us fighting. Wir streiten uns. Okay, so since it's reflexive, so we are fighting amongst one another. Wir streiten uns mit dem Architekten. So we're fighting with the architect. So what are we fighting over? Über die Größe der Garage. So we're fighting about
Size of the garage.
about the size, right? So this is what we're fighting over. The size, and in this case, of the garage.
Okay.
So far, so good?
Yep. I think so. Juanita?
Well, yeah, of course, it all makes sense now when he's explaining it. But when you have to think about it, it's different.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's why even though those programs like Duolingo and Babel and all these programs are okay,
Mhm.
if nobody explains it to you, and that's what I'm seeing with my Arabic, if nobody explains it to you and nobody helps you pronounce it and nobody is there to yeah, incentivate was it
Incentivize. Yeah.
Mhm.
give you an incentive.
Yep.
Then it's tough. Okay, and now on top here, first we had our discussion. Then we're talking about a topic or some event that we're discussing. And now we come to the next one. Now we're just having a conversation.
Hmm.
So, sich unterhalten mit über. Okay? Also, Jennifer unterhält sich mit ihrem Papa über das Klima in der Schweiz. So she took a trip this week with her boyfriend and they drove to Switzerland into the mountains.
In their van, their little RV.
Yep, that's right. So she says, Daddy, is it hot or is it cold? I said, well, it just depends how high up into the mountains you go, you know.
Mhm.
So
Are you prepared for the German winter?
oh yeah.
Oh, okay. You've been in Honduras for a long time now, right? Is it
Yeah, but I'm prepared. Yeah.
okay?
I'm totally prepared.
You were born prepared, right?
I was born prepared. That's right.
Uh,
Yeah.
well, I'm not, so.
Well, see, we've been coming to Germany in winter to visit the kids.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's
Mhm.
like, let's spend Christmas with the kids. Let's celebrate
Yeah.
Jennifer and Mama's birthday, December 27th, my wife, December 19th, my daughter. So
Yeah.
let's go celebrate
Mhm.
their birthdays.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I came first to celebrate with my daughter. Then we celebrated Christmas all together, and I left on the 26th so that my wife then could celebrate her birthday and we wouldn't be too crowded here. With the tag team.
Mhm.
Anyway, so this is how we talk about something, wir unterhalten uns. So we didn't discuss, we didn't talk about something, about a future event that we're both participating in or that we're both planning. So here we just had a conversation about what's the weather like in Switzerland in this. So unterhalten is to have a conversation. Diskutieren, to have a discussion, reden, to talk about something. And
Did you find out anything else about that job?
no,
Oh, okay.
all I know is I got an email from my Social Security in Honduras. They said, okay, now that you paid all your dues, we took that $1,000 fine off your account.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
So
good.
so do you still have to go? I mean, you're going to
But-
go,
But you need to, yeah, but you need to close.
you have to physically show up anyway.
I have to
Mm.
physically show up to sign, to
Oh, boy.
stamp, to deregister, and then go to
Mm.
to the other office and then see if they are gonna actually now finally pay out my
Yeah.
20,000 that I have accumulated over years. Okay, so now we have 3.
Oh my gosh. What?
Well, again, I mean, this is what we've been doing up here, except I
Yeah.
didn't, yeah, I didn't specify too much. So here we have 2 Präpositionalobjekte, and now here we just have any kind of constellation. So for instance,
So it's on here that when is that? I'm guessing. I want it's on when and then mid is with whom or for
well,
Arbeit.
actually, in this case, an etwas arbeiten means to work on something,
Oh, really? Okay.
work on a project. Okay.
Car or yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay. For instance. And then for, okay, who are you working for? Or what are you working on it for? So like you said, okay, also Michael und Peter arbeiten an dem Auto
Okay.
mit der Werkstatt. So we're working with the guy from the shop. What about für eine Autoshow? So we're working together on the car with the guy, or with, in this case, the shop, or the guys from the shop. Why? Because we are fixing up the car for a auto show.
Okay.
Or, yeah, you could say, Pamela arbeitet mit ihrem Team für ihre Präsidentschaftskandidatur. Yeah. So who is doing, oops.
Yeah.
I forgot the Kamala arbeitet
So this
an,
could be on the advertisements or something like
yeah,
that.
an einer Rede, so on the speech.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Kamala arbeitet an einer Rede. Well, who does she talk with? With her team. Dativ, ihrem Team. An die Rede, feminine, turning into Dativ, der. So in this case, indefinite, eine Rede. What about? Well, for her candidacy as a president. Okay. So now, sich bewerben means to apply for something or to something. Also, being reflexive, ich bewerbe mich eine Stelle. So I'm applying to a job, or in this case, werben means to advertise. So I advertise myself. So I'm trying to put myself into a good light. Eine Stelle. And what for? Well, obviously für meine Zukunft, for my future. Of course, I could also, ich bewerbe mich einen Kindergartenplatz für meinen Sohn. So they have very
If you
little,
wanted to say, okay, go ahead, sorry.
there are few places, few daycares. And so I have to apply early on.
Mhm. How would you say, let's see, ich bewerbe mich eine Stelle für meine Mieten, to pay my rent. Mine, how would you,
Well, see, now here we go into the main sentence and then the subordinate clause explaining why. So you would say, ich bewerbe mich eine Stelle. And now you would have to explain after the comma
okay,
in a subordinate clause why it is that you're doing it. So you could either use you could use damit, you could use weil.
because, okay,
Okay? So there are many different reasons why you are doing what you're doing.
weil ich muss mein
Weil
Mieten,
ich meine Miete
zahlen, okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So remember since it's a subordinate clause,
Right. The,
your
all the verbs go to the end.
conjugated verb goes to the end, and your infinite verb, which in this case is pay. So your main verb is to pay, and this is your auxiliary verb. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Because
Auxiliary verbs were must and should, sollen, and
right.
there was, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Müssen, können, dürfen, sollen,
Mhm.
möchten.
Können.
Yeah.
Okay.
They go at the very end because they're the ones being conjugated. Okay, so in this case, the verb that I used is weil, because I must pay the rent. If I have so here this would be weil. Okay. And if I go die Miete, and then I have to use by I have to use the zu
Okay.
construct, making it an infinitive. Okay. And the other one.
So what does that mean in English then? If I must find a job in order to, or what is,
Yeah, in order to pay the
Okay.
rent.
okay,
And even in English, you have your to pay in order to pay.
okay.
Is auto correcting all my writings. In order to pay the rent, here it is because I must pay my rent. And then here would be, damit ich die Miete zahlen kann, so that I can pay the rent.
Okay.
I think so far we only had das, right? And just a regular, just a general construct that if you have a subordinate clause, the verb goes in the back. But so far we've only done the das. I don't think we've done
I don't think we have either. Well, I
Did we
think,
do a
yeah.
also, aber, und, damit? So
Well, I thought we did und and
we did, okay, then we did a also, yeah. Okay. So now I can decide for something or I can decide against something. And since again you're doing the deciding for yourself, okay, you can say ich entscheide mich für and now you depending on whether you are one or the other. Ich entscheide mich für Trump und gegen okay. So basically I decide for somebody or I decide against somebody. And in the election, people didn't know what to do because they couldn't decide against Trump and Biden. Now they got somebody who actually can decide for somebody. Okay. So now they're not really deciding against Trump, they're going to decide for Kamala. At least that's what the German newspapers are saying.
I don't know.
And
Yeah.
she's ahead in the swing states by, I don't know, almost double digits already.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what you read.
Oh, okay. I just read the
Yeah, no, I understand.
I just read the headlines. I don't really care.
It depends on what you read. They all say something different.
Yeah. Okay, so ich freue mich auf meinen Urlaub.
Okay.
Und über meine Reise nach Honduras.
I'm happy about my vacation and my trip to Honduras.
Yes. So
Okay.
I'm excited auf meinen Urlaub. So I'm excited that I'm going on vacation and about my trip.
So do you need, in this sentence in the previous one, do you need und or not? Do they,
Up here, is sich entscheiden?
no, yeah, the next, okay, so in the sentence, we've got für und gegen. Do you need the und or not? Is that, I mean, it makes sense that it's there. I just didn't know if it was,
Well, if you want
okay,
to put it in there. So you can say I decide for. Okay.
okay.
So I'm not up to American football. They're playing, right? They should be playing.
They're just starting the preseason, I think, yeah.
They're starting preseason. Okay.
Mm.
So if Dallas Cowboys plays the Los Angeles Rams, I don't even know if they're still in Los Angeles.
Right.
Okay, you can choose for somebody. And you don't necessarily have to decide against somebody. It's like when we talked about ice cream, right? And how much you guys don't love ice cream.
Yeah.
So you go into Baskin Robbins, the B31, oh no. Was it
Yep.
B?
31
Yes.
flavors, yes.
31 flavors, yeah, okay.
Mhm.
So you choose one flavor, you decide for one. But just because you decide for one doesn't mean you decide against 30. Yeah.
Hmm.
Or there's one in there which you totally hate, then yeah. And the same thing with this one. Sie freuen auf. You know, I'm excited about my vacation. Or yeah. And ich freue mich über meine Reise. So this is usually something that you get, and this is more generic. So you're having a birthday, you're getting married, you're expecting a baby. Okay, so before the baby is born, you would say, ich freue mich auf die Geburt meines, oh man, Enkels. So I'm expectant. I'm already excited about something that's gonna happen. Okay. And then once the baby is born, ich freue mich über die Geburt meines Enkels. Oh, okay. Okay. So in the first one, it's an expectation of the future. In the second, it's already in the past.
Okay.
And then we got the last one. Ich bereite mich auf meine Reise vor. Okay. Ich habe meinen Pass, mein Visa, meine Devisen und meine Kreditkarte. So I'm preparing myself for the trip. And the für, I'm not able to give you an example. I would not be able to tell you right now. Okay, so he's telling me that I need to do the plural. But I only get one visa. I don't need visa. Yeah. So whenever you prepare for something, ich bereite mich auf etwas vor. And again, Akkusativ, the feminine remains the feminine. Up here also, Akkusativ, den, die. Yeah.
So vorbereiten, would it be something like I'm in English, I'm preparing the guest list for the wedding? Would that be where you could do that? I don't
No.
know.
No.
No, it's still
So
not
that would
right.
be, Ich bereite die
Oh,
Gästeliste für die Hochzeit vor. So
okay,
here,
yeah,
you're preparing something.
I see. Yep,
So in this case, you're preparing the guest list. Okay? Up
okay.
here,
It's preparing myself, right? That's
this is
different.
reflexive, which means you're doing
Okay.
something to yourself, for
Huh.
yourself. Okay,
I see.
just like up here, yeah, this is reflexive. Freuen is usually reflexive.
Hmm.
So when a referee makes a bad call and influences the game, then you could say, der Schiedsrichter entscheidet das Spiel. So his decision influences the game. But that doesn't
Okay,
mean that
yeah.
he makes a decision for or against something.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is why it's important to know when to use the reflexive, because it's, yeah, whatever it is that you're doing to yourself, for yourself, with yourself.
Okay.
Okay. And if there's no reflexive, then somebody's taking action upon somebody or something else.
But would it be for the fewer, would it be like for a female, if you would get your hair done or get your nails done for the wedding, would that be something that you could do there? For the bereitet?
Okay. You could say, ich bereite mich für meine Braut vor. So how do you prepare? Indem ich mir die Haare schneide. So I'm getting ready for my bride. Why? Well, by cutting my hair.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
In this case, it would be a person that you're preparing yourself for.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Not
Okay.
an event.
So,
Not
so
like-
this, okay. So this section, these are alternatives for the, okay, that's where the slash is there, like
Yeah, these are
Autobiden
just-
on.
Yeah, these are just other kinds of
Okay.
verbs that you can use for different.
Mm.
But in the previous ones, like diskutieren mit and Uber, you use both mit and Uber. I'm just discussing with, so you're using both, whereas in this section, it's, you could use on or mit or für, but not necessarily together, I guess is the,
You
Yeah.
can combine as many as you want in any which way you want.
Okay.
So this is basically. And
okay.
we go back discussing, okay? I can discuss something with you.
Mhm.
Ich diskutiere die Präsidentschaft mit Michael. So I don't need to discuss something. Or I can say, Michael und ich diskutieren über die Präsidentschaftskandidatin. So this is just any one of those two. If we have diskutieren and we use mit, then we have to use a dative object. If we have diskutieren and we use über, we have to have accusative. And so, for instance, here, these Arbeiten, the very first one, I can use anyone to say. So, ich arbeite an meinem Auto. I'm working on the car. Ich arbeite mit Michael. Or in this case, to make it more, ich arbeite mit meinem
Freund.
Ja.
Freund.
Ich arbeite mit meinem Freund. Or you could say, ich arbeite für eine IT-Firma.
Hmm.
Okay.
So depending which preposition you use with the verb arbeiten. If you use ich arbeite an, it's got to be dative. If you use ich arbeite mich, it's got to be dative. If you use ich arbeite für, it's got to be accusative.
Okay. I think what was confusing me is in the previous section, you use both of, you use both together, like mit and über.
Like I said,
Mhm.
you can use
Yeah.
them, but
Yeah.
also
Mhm.
you can separate them. Okay, so
Okay.
like we said, ich diskutiere mit meinem Nachbarn. So I discuss with my neighbor. What? Who cares? Or you could say, ich diskutiere über die Politik. So you can use all of these either separately or you can make a sentence structure that's 5 pages long. And if you read the Bible, that's what Paul did. Okay. Paul made such long, convoluted sentence structures that if you try to read one of his epistles, you better know where to make all your breaks. Because he's
But in German, you can make a noun that's 5 pages long. Just
your composite noun. Yep. So any of these.
Okay.
Okay, so wir sprechen mit deiner Frau. All right, so let's talk with your wife. Or you could say, wir sprechen über den Geburtstag. So we're talking about the birthday.
Okay.
Okay. And this is something we can do for every single one of these. Melde mich bei der Klinik an. Or you could say, ich melde mich für die Untersuchung an. Or you can combine them.
Okay.
So are we going to do the exercises tomorrow?
Oh, yes, it's already.
Boy.
Yeah, we can do the exercises.
Yeah.
Okay.
It should be pretty straightforward because all you got to do is you got to go up there, you got to look at the.
Find the.
Yeah, find it. For instance, protestieren.
I see it now. I didn't see it before. Yeah. Okay.
So it's right here.
Oh, okay. So we just have to plug in the
So we know we
preposition.
protest
Okay.
against something. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Oh,
Sehr gut.
all right. Okay. See you tomorrow.
Bis morgen,
It is Morgan.
is that right? All right.
Mm.
Tschüss.
Okay, tschüss.
Thanks,
Tschüss.
Peter.